Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, yours truly, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 342. We're in August. August is a good month because it means, summer's coming to an end, which then fall comes in and winter, because that's how seasons work, and I'm excited for the cold weather, even though I live in San Antonio. It never gets cold here. But anyway, I gotta talk that shop in that talk. If you would like to keep up with me online, make sure to follow my Instagram and Twitter at Casting for Two. However, you're listening to this on whatever podcast service you prefer, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, or the website Casting for Two. Feel free to leave me a little review. I'd super appreciate it. It'd be cool to, hear what you guys have to think about the show and all that. And hell, tell me who you want me to chat with. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it'd be pretty interesting to see what recommendations I get. But you know what? I got to stop talking about that because I got to talk about my guest. My guest today is Emily Fehler, and she is in the band Goldchild, which happens, today is the release of their self-titled album, Goldchild. Everyone go run out and pick it up because, honestly, it's a really beautiful album. Emily has a really beautiful voice, both actual sounding voice and just musically. It's a phenomenal album, really beautiful. I'm happy to have chatted with her about it. But you know what? I gotta stop talking because we got to get into the episode. So everybody, sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please.
Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, this is a pretty loose show.
Okay.
But I do ask really hard-hitting questions, and I hope that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Okay, because this question's gonna tell me everything about you, so no pressure, but really lots of pressure.
Okay.
How much sleep do you get?
I like to get a lot of sleep, so I usually get like 8 or 9 hours of sleep, honestly.
Okay. I feel like that's fair. Eight is fair. 9, you're pushing it, but 8 is good.
Yeah, 9 is like if I've had a long day or, need to catch up a little bit. But I do very much prefer to get enough sleep.
And are you a night person, or are you in bed like by 9?
I'm more of a night person. I usually go to bed around 11 or midnight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I feel like midnight is a good time to go to sleep.
Yeah. I think you don't miss out on all of the nighttime stuff, but you still can kind of get a start to your day. So, yeah, I think it's a good time.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, like I said, loose show, but of course, I am always interested when a particular person catches the bug. In your case, when did you catch that music bug?
I caught it really young. I even as like a tiny kid, I loved singing. Um, I performed in public for the first time with my much older sister at her high school talent show when I was 3 or 4, I think.
Mm.
And then I started taking voice lessons in 3rd grade. So I was pretty young when I started doing it. And then as I got a little older, it got much more serious. And like in middle school, I think I did like really intensive voice lessons multiple times a week. And then I went to music school. So yeah, I caught the music bug pretty young. I think it's probably because of The Little Mermaid, because I watched that
Oh,
every day and
okay.
would sing along.
And you never had anything like you're like, man, you're going through your music thing and just looking at like the history teacher, like I want to be a history teacher.
No, never wanted to really do anything else.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
as somebody who's been doing this, a really really long time, um,
Mhm.
how long did it take you to find your particular style that you have today?
It took a really long time. It's a very recent thing that I've been doing,
Hmm.
this particular sound, um, as of like the past few years. I did the solo acoustic guitar singer-songwriter thing for most of that time.
Hmm.
And then after I graduated from music school, I kind of wanted to re-evaluate what I wanted to sound like.
Hmm.
So that's when I started kind of figuring out that I really liked country music and wanted to incorporate that. So yeah, it's a fairly new sound that I've been doing.
Okay.
So it's exciting to finally kind of figure out what is right for me, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. And it's always fascinating when a particular person says, "This is me," and this is the style that and
Yeah.
I'm just always curious, where that comes from. Um,
Yeah.
as far as writing music, is there a certain music or lyrics either or, is there a certain headspace you have to be in?
Um, I mean, all of the songs that I actually end up liking a lot just kind of happen. Like
Mm,
I'll just be like walking down the street or something and I'll get like some sort of idea and then it'll just like flow out really easily.
mm,
But I have tried to hone in the skill of writing whenever I sit down to write, which is I did a lot of that in school, so that was helpful to kind of just like be able to be like, I'm going to write a song now and
mm.
be able to do it. Um, so, because I think having that as a skill makes it easier when the songs that are an easy flow situation, I think it's easier to have the skills to kind of like just be able to make it happen. But yeah, not a really particular headspace for me. It just kind of can be pretty random when it comes.
Okay, I'm so jealous of the whole sitting down writing a song thing.
Yeah.
Can't I
It's
can't write a song to save my life.
it's actually not that hard. I'm sure you could.
You say that, but I can't rhyme. I'll just make up fake words to rhyme with actual words, and ugh,
Uh-huh.
ugh.
Yeah, I mean the rhyming thing is more of a skill, but there's tools to help you do that too. So
uh, yeah. So when have you looked back at any of your previous work when you were younger and just saw
hmm
a song and just was like, I don't know who this person is?
yeah, I actually when I was in high school, I recorded a demo in Nashville
Mm.
with really amazing studio musicians, and it should have turned out really well, but just the songs I was bringing to the table were so weird and bad. So just listening to that back is always really funny to me.
Uh, for you, how important is where you record? Like what? Like for instance, where did you record your new album coming out?
We kind of recorded it in a lot of different locations.
Hmm.
Most of the instruments, like the drums and everything, we recorded at a friend's studio here in Brooklyn called Hook and Fade.
Hmm.
Um, and then the producers did some stuff at their homes, and then I recorded all of the vocals at my apartment.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to do what you did when you were little and like maybe go to I don't know Cincinnati and record an album or New Orleans some place like that?
hmm Yeah, I honestly think for the next one, I'd like to kind of like go somewhere and just like have time cut out that is meant specifically for that.
Hmm.
I think that sounds like a fun way to do the next one.
Okay. And as far as um, the songs on the album,
hmm
was there one song in particular that was a little bit harder to figure out, whether it was the music or the lyrics?
Um, Probably one of the singles we released called In Between.
Mm.
That one, writing it was actually pretty easy, but it was kind of at the beginning of the album process, so we were still kind of experimenting with how we wanted the album to sound. And the first version that we did of that song was more like electronic sounding
Hmm.
and like very synth based. And then we kind of like took a break from it and came back to it towards the end, and we totally redid it because we were like, this is not um, working. Yeah. So I think it turned out really well, but it was definitely, that one was a pretty long process figuring out how to get it right.
Is it hard to focus, like, you said in the beginning, it was in the beginning. Is it hard to focus on other songs when you're just like, we need to get this one right? And is that always in the back of your mind?
No, I'm kind of just like always working on new songs, so I
Oh,
get kind of distracted. So I always want to work on the newest one.
okay. Okay. And so the flip question, which song do you feel came together the easiest?
um, Probably um, there's like a more acoustic song on the album called Someone I'm Missing,
Hmm.
and I wrote that one in like less than an hour, and then the instrumentation's really simple, so that one was pretty easy to get everything all together for it.
Okay, nice. And as far as like goals or themes, what did you have anything that you wanted to do for this album, or that you wanted to convey?
Not particularly. This album is, um, it's really personal. It's just like I write about whatever is happening in my life. So, um, and the songs are from a very wide range of years. Like
Hmm.
one of the songs I wrote like 5 years ago. So, there's not really like a specific theme, but a lot of the songs are about kind of anxiety and kind of like growing up and what that means. And there's a lot of songs about like having a day job and not really being comfortable with my day-to-day life having to do that. But yeah, it's just kind of like a what I've been going through for the past 5 years album, basically.
Okay. And have you I know, the new album, is dropping. But have
hmm
you already have a list of what you want to do for the next one, or you may or future songs?
Oh yeah, I've been writing for the next one already. Um, Still kind of like figuring out what I want that to sound like, but I've just been kind of getting back into writing, which is always kind of a process
Mm.
because I took a few months off of just writing just to work on the album, but yeah, I'm getting back into it kind of. I think I've written 14 songs for the new one so far, but most of them are not good.
Well, you can make them good, I believe.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
And as far as creative outlets, do you have anything other than music that you like to do?
Not really, honestly. Music's kind of like the thing. I guess I like um decorating my apartment. That's just
Okay.
kind of another creative outlet.
So are you the type of person to move your apartment around every like couple of months?
My apartment is a weird shape. It's like a railroad, so it's long and skinny, so there's not
Oh,
many options for where things go, but just constantly kind of like filtering items in and out and changing it as much as I can.
gotcha. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
interior design is no joke. So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I like it. So.
and so for the people at home who want to pick up the album but also follow you online, where can they do all
Mhm.
that?
So our social media handle is Goldchild Band. Our website is goldchildmusic.com. We're on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, all of those streaming platforms. I don't know what our SoundCloud is. I think it's just Goldchild Band also. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. And another quick question just popped in my head. Is there
hmm
a preferred method you like to listen to music to?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you have a preferred method of listening to music, whether it's like I don't know, CD, vinyl,
Mm.
out on the streets?
Um, I like listening to music on the subway
Mm.
in headphones, but I have a record player, and we've my boyfriend and I have been getting really into getting records and listening to it that way.
Hmm.
We've been going like once a month to the record store and kind of picking up a couple things, so that's been fun.
That's I ended up taking my dad's records because A, he doesn't have a
hmm
record player, and B, they were getting warped. And I said, if you can't take care of
Yeah.
your things, mister, then I'm going to take them away. And that's literally what I
Yeah.
did.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun way to listen to music, just to like have something physical to look at.
and for sure, I feel like it is way more of a commitment to the
hmm
artist itself. Like it shows, oh wow, he really, or they really like that artist to pick it up on vinyl.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
I hear you. I hear you. But Emily, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll let you go write new songs or sleep or nap or whatever you got. You have it because you have a show tonight, right?
Yeah, we have a show tonight.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll let you prep for that then.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, thank you, and you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Bye bye.